Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm going to be doing another did they stay or did they go video. And in these types of videos, I take a haul that I previously uploaded on my channel and I update you guys to let you guys know if I still kept the fragrances in that haul, did I declutter them, do I love them, do I not like them after testing them fully. And it is just the best type of review because months have gone by, I have worn the fragrance, I've truly tested it a few times, and I can give you my full review on these fragrances. So they are personally one of my favorite videos that I film on my channel. Before I get started with today's video, if you are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Amy. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so that you're notified whenever I upload a new video. And if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. How are you guys doing today? I am so happy to have you here and I appreciate all of the love and the support. With that said, let's get into today's video. All right guys, so we're going to be doing another did they stay or did they go, and I'm going to be putting the video up on the screen along with a link to it so that you guys can watch the original haul if you would like. Many times on the original haul, I could either not like the fragrance at first or totally love it, and I end up changing my mind. So it just shows what my first impression of the fragrances are in that haul video. And then now we're going to fully just give a review, give you my thoughts and how I feel on the fragrances. So for today's video, we have 5 fragrances that I hauled on that video, and I kept 3. So let's go ahead and let's get started with the first one. So the first fragrance that I'm going to be talking about today is Lancome's Vie Est Belle Intensiment. I never know how to pronounce that name correctly, but here is the gorgeous bottle. This is more of like a pink juice with a pink little ribbon on it, and this one has raspberry in it. So the main accords for this fragrance are vanilla, powdery, sweet, fruity, woody, white floral, iris, warm, spicy, amber, and balsamic. The top notes are raspberry, pink pepper, and bergamot. Middle notes are heliotrope, jasmine sambac, orange blossom, and the base notes are vanilla, iris, benzoin, patchouli, and sandalwood. When it comes to Vie Est Belle fragrances, I know that it is like a 50-50 type of opinion on these. People are either sick and tired of them or say that they're boring, and then there's those people that absolutely love them. I am one of those people. I used to hate the original Vie Est Belle when I was younger, but now that I have gotten into fragrances, I think that it is a beautiful fragrance, and the original one is the one that I reach for the least out of the flankers. I really enjoy the flankers for some reason, but I was very blown away with this one. Now, this one is a very thick, very strong fragrance. The raspberry is the first thing that you're going to get greeted with, is that raspberry. She's very loud, she's very bright and fizzy, and raspberry tends to have like a little bit of tart but then a lot of sweetness at the same time. Beautiful fragrance, and then as it starts to dry down, it gets super sweet. So this is a very thick, sweet, fruity Vie Est Belle. And I thought that I would actually prefer this one in winter, but I actually like wearing this one any time of the year. It is very thick, it's very heavy, and I feel like it does have a bit of a powdery touch to it. So you're definitely getting the vanilla, the raspberry, along with a very powdery type of fragrance. So if you do not like powdery fragrances, if you do not like raspberry, this one is not for you, but I honestly love this one. And these last on me so long. Pretty much all of the Vie Est Belle line, you guys know that my skin eats up fragrance And it's very hard for me to tell you that something lasts a crazy amount of hours, but when it comes to Lancome fragrances, when it comes to La Vie Est Belle, they just stand the test of time. I can put this on before bed and next day during lunchtime, I still smell the fragrance. So I really love how concentrated the fragrances are, long lasting, it projects beautifully. And if you love raspberry, then this is a very nice addition to your collection. Very girly, fun, powdery raspberry scent. It's very strong, very powerful. And I feel like it's just very, very pretty. I feel like it's not for everyone, and I feel like this is not a safe blind buy. So I would definitely go to a counter, go to wherever you can find this and sample it first. For example, my mom, she loves the original La Vie Est Belle, and she loves the intense version as well. But when I gave her this one to smell, she wasn't really a fan of this one. So you have to like raspberry, you have to like that fruity touch in the opening, along with a powdery, sweet dry down. But overall, I love this fragrance. Moving on, the next fragrance that I hauled in that video is Coach Floral. I'm going to be putting a picture of the bottle because I no longer have that one. I declared that fragrance and I decided to stay with the Floral Blush, I believe is the name of this one, but here is the bottle. So I did try the original Coach fragrance. So the original Coach is black and I believe with gold. And I got rid of that one because it was super headache inducing for me. I really liked the fragrance and the way that it smelled, but the day that I wore it, it literally made me sick. I was nauseous, I got a headache, so that one just had to go. And then I got the Coach Floral, which I'm going to read the main accords for that one. The main accords are white floral, sweet, citrus, fruity, musky, fresh, rose, tropical, floral, and woody. And what caught my attention with that one is that in the top notes, you have pineapple. So the top notes are pineapple, pink pepper, orange, bergamot, and lemon. Middle notes are gardenia, tea rose, jasmine sambac, and hedione. And the base notes are musk, patchouli, vanilla, woody notes, and sandalwood. And I really loved that fragrance. I remember in my haul, I described it as one of those fragrances that you kind of smell in the magazines when you get a magazine and you have like a sample of a fragrance. It's very feminine, very girly. I feel like it was a great fragrance for teenagers as well. Not juvenile, but just very bright, very happy. The pineapple in it truly made it juicy, bright, but the florals in it just kind of gave me a bit of a headache after a while. I did wear it a couple of times and I noticed that it was a little bit heady for me, especially because it has gardenia, and I'm very picky with gardenia. I could either be okay with it if it's not too strong in a fragrance, but I tend to pick it up very easily. So I did end up keeping the Coach Floral Blush. So I'm going to read the main accords for this one. And this one is floral, fresh, fruity, citrus, rose, musky, powdery, and woody. This one has goji berries, grapefruit. The middle notes are peony and peach. And the base notes are musk and white wood. This one is just, I love this one. And I haven't worn this one in a while, but this was one of the first fragrances that I got when I actually really got into collecting. This is beautiful. So if you want a girly floral scent, but not a floral that will give you a headache, not those white florals that can be very sharp, this is fruity. The grapefruit in it gives it like this citrus, very, very juicy scent to it. And then the musk and the white wood just add that touch to it so that it is like grown up. It's very like a sexy woman, but you're fun, you're flirty, juicy, bright type of fragrance. The peach and the peony in there just make it super, it's very sweet, floral, bright. beautiful scent. This is just one that I don't think I see myself getting rid of. I don't use it too often, but upcoming spring, it's definitely going to be on my tray. It is beautiful. So out of the Coach fragrances and the flankers, my pick would be Coach Floral Blush. Up next in that haul is the 7 Virtues Vanilla Woods. Here is the bottle. And this one is still in my collection. I absolutely adore this fragrance. I kind of went back and forth with it in the beginning. Sometimes when you're getting to know a fragrance, there might be days where you love it. There might be days where you're not too sure about it. And this one to me is like a chameleon type of fragrance because every time that I spray it, I either pick up the pear, sometimes I don't pick up the pear. It's very funny to me. So the main accords for this one are vanilla, caramel, sweet, amber, powdery, fruity, and balsamic. The notes are pear, rose. The base notes are vanilla, caramel, and amber. So at the beginning, I don't remember if I picked up the pear or not, but definitely pick up the pear in it now. It almost reminds me of the pear in La Belle. Definitely. So if La Belle for you was too spicy, the vetiver was too much for you, but you loved the sweetness of the pear, definitely get your hands on Vanilla Woods because that's what it takes me to. Very sweet. The caramel is definitely in there. The vanilla is there. It is just such a comforting type of fragrance. This is geared towards alleviating stress, calming, soothing the overworked. That's literally what it says on the bottle. It's supposed to be just a very relaxing, comforting fragrance, but I think for every day in the winter, in the fall, this is gorgeous. It's beautiful. And even if you wanted to wear it all year round, I feel like the notes in here kind of allow you to do so. But my favorite time to wear this is fall and winter. And this lasts a pretty good amount of time on my skin. It's not the longest lasting fragrance, but it's not weak either. And it definitely projects really nice. I smell it on myself when I'm wearing it a lot. And it's very comforting, very nice and soothing fragrance. If you love vanillas, this is a vanilla with a twist because that pear is very present. So definitely recommend Vanilla Woods. The next fragrance, I went back and forth with it. So in the haul, I loved it and I was impressed by it. And then when I actually tried to wear this fragrance, I just couldn't do it. And this is Sedig Voltaire. This is her. I'm going to be putting a picture of the bottle up because I no longer have this fragrance. I believe I gave it to my aunt. She really, really liked it. And the main accords for this fragrance are vanilla, sweet, woody, lactonic, balsamic, powdery, warm, spicy, soft, spicy, and musky. The top notes are pink pepper, silkwood blossom, and jasmine sambac. Middle notes are whipped cream, vanilla, and chestnut, and the base notes are sandalwood and cashmere wood. By me reading those notes, it sounds like my dream fragrance. I love creamy fragrances. I love whipped cream. I love vanilla. I love sandalwood. I'm not a big fan of pink pepper, but honestly, the pink pepper was not what I picked up on this fragrance that bothered me. And I have other fragrances with chestnut and I absolutely love them. So I am not sure what about this fragrance really bothered me, but I didn't get, yes, I got that creamy lactonic vibe from it, but there was something in here that was super thick, like suffocating for me. It was just too much. And another one that did that for me, that I liked it when I first hauled it, and I'm having the same problem, is Olympia Intense or Olympia Intense. They're just very thick. The word that comes to my mind with these fragrances is like goopy. And it's that type of fragrance where it is so thick that I feel like I just can't breathe with it on. Like it is just suffocating me. It's just on me. And I feel like maybe if I do like one spray, maybe like on my wrist or something, I can get away with it. But I just don't want to have to think so much about how I should wear a fragrance to enjoy it. I like to just pick up my fragrances, spray them on, and know that they're going to work for me no matter the day. You know, I just don't, if I don't love it, if I'm not obsessed with it, I don't want to keep it in my collection. So the scent is not disgusting or anything like that, or I'm not saying it smells bad, but something about the fragrance just didn't go with my skin. They just didn't match, it didn't click. So I definitely had to get rid of that one. I know that there's many people who love that fragrance, and I wish that I could love it. I think when I leave Puerto Rico, there's going to be a lot of fragrances that I'm going to have to try in cooler weather. So further down the road, if you guys are still with me, I think we have about a year and some change left here, and then we will be off to our next home in a different state. And I'm pretty sure that a lot of fragrances will hit different with different weather, but here that one just did not work. The next fragrance and the last fragrance I'm going to be talking about is Acqua di Parma Mandorlo di Sicilia. This I got because you guys know that I am an almond lover. And the main accords for this one are vanilla, almond, sweet, powdery, fruity, soft, spicy, nutty, anise, floral, and citrus. The top notes are green almond, star anise, orange, and bergamot. Middle notes are white peach, ylang ylang, and jasmine, and the base notes are bourbon vanilla, tolu balsam, white musk, and cedar. And this fragrance, I have so much thoughts on it. I feel like when I hauled it, it was like a first impression type of thing. I have learned so much since that video. I have tried many other almond fragrances, so I definitely have my thoughts on this one. As you can see, there is a pretty good dent on this one. Now, if or when I run out of this one, I don't think I would repurchase because I have found almond fragrances that I love more. But definitely I'm going to be using this one up, and I still think that it is a beautiful fragrance. If you are an almond lover, then it is like a must-have in your collection. But what I do want you to know is that this is definitely not a sweet almond. I have tried way sweeter almond fragrances. So as you can see, the type of almond that is listed in here is green almond. So to me, it's more of a drier, less sweet almond, and then that star anise is very prominent in this fragrance to me. And there's days that I'm just not up for it. I wore it the other day just to give it another test, and I will say that the first time that someone asked me, one of you guys asked me if I got like a root beer float type of vibe from it, and at first I said no. But now that I have worn it many, many times, this definitely has a root beer float type of vibe to it. So it's creamy, but it definitely has that root beer type of scent to it. It's a very beautiful fragrance. It's complex. I pick up like many different notes that are very well blended into each other, but the main thing that I get is the star anise. So I do get like the spicy almond. But there's sweetness in there as well. It's just not as sweet as other almond fragrances that I have. Now I did take notes on this one. So it is more of a dry, spicy almond with the tiniest hint of sweetness. In the opening, there is a hint of the citrus. So I do get that in the opening. But it fades pretty quickly. So it opens up with the citrus, but it's gone pretty quickly. And I don't pick up too much of the middle notes. So this is a very nice bedtime scent and everyday scent. And I think that the perfect time to wear this would be fall and winter. I wouldn't really wear this in the spring or summer months. And it's definitely not my top almond fragrance. So since I am an almond lover, I do have many fragrances that have almond in it. But if we're talking about true almond, like one that you can layer with, if you want to add almond to another fragrance, this is beautiful for that. So if you have like a sweet scent and you're like, ooh, I wish that I had a little bit of like a nutty almond vibe to this fragrance, this is perfection to do that with. So I definitely liked this fragrance more when I first got it. I feel like lately it's not one that I reach for a lot, but I am making it a point to wear it more often. It gets much sweeter the longer you have it on. So I did notice that. So about 2 hours later after having this on, I did notice a little bit more sweetness coming through, but the spice is always going to be there. And this lasted about 6 hours on my skin, but after about 4 hours, it was definitely a skin scent where you had to get close to pick up the scent. But the first 2 to 3 hours, it was projecting really, really good. I smelled it on myself and it performs really, really well. So after like the 4 hours, I would say that you would have to reapply it to get it to be strong again. But it definitely turns into a skin scent after that. So this one's definitely a nice one, but I would only recommend it to a true almond lover, gourmand lover. And I would definitely say that this fragrance is unisex, so a man could definitely get away with wearing this, and I think that would smell really yummy. Because it's on a man, I'm pretty sure that the sweetness would be more just, it's like a manly sweet type of scent, you know? Like on a woman, you want something super sweet, or at least I love super sweet fragrances. So the sweetness that is in here would be perfect for a man. So this is pretty much a very nice unisex almond fragrance. Love it, and it's still going to stay in my collection. But once I run out, I'm not sure if it will be one that I will repurchase. So that brings us to the end of today's video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Comment down below if you guys own any of these fragrances. How do you feel about them? Do you love them? Do you hate them? You guys know that I love to hear all of your thoughts. Give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and I will see you guys in my next video.